You know who needed a lot of help yesterday? How about Dak Prescott? Because it was bad. Bad. Now, we'll get into why it was so bad later, but I was thinking about this. In a league of young greats, Dak is older and good. And that's really what it comes down to. There's no hot take, no spice. It's a league of young greats. Herbert, Hurts, Burrow, Allen, they are young and they have proven themselves to be great. But then you have Dak Prescott, who is older. Next time he takes the field, he will be 30, and he's just good. Cowboys fans, you can't be happy with that. Think about last night. CeeDee Lamb did his job, one of the best games of his career. The defense did their job, holding the Niners to under 20 points. Special teams more than did their job. Kevontae Turpin was a beast, but then Dak Prescott. He did everything but his job. I get it, Dak. We could have come on this show today and not said that you won the game. That would have been acceptable. But under no circumstance should you, Dak Prescott, have been the reason your team lost. 7 years. 7 years we've watched this in the National Football League. 7 years. 7 years we've seen you fall short. 6 playoff appearances and the same result. I can't take it, and I know Cowboys fans can't either. LeSean Shady McCoy. It's good to see you, brother. I know you're excited for this show.
I slept good last night.
Yeah, you absolutely did. I need you to fill in the blank for me, 2-5. Fill in this blank. Dak was what to the 49ers?
It's only right I say it again. Ass. I mean, like, can I say it any other way?
You can't.
When I watched that performance, before I even talk about that, everybody killed me about it. Oh, you're so tough on Dak. Since he's been back from his injury, they're averaging 30 points a game. Mm-hmm. You know, top 3 in offense.
People criticized you.
They kill me for it. And I say, listen, Dak is playing one of the most conservative offenses in the league. Kellen Moore's done a great job of helping Dak out. You got a great running game, right? Solid offensive line. Defense is playing wonderful. Any quarterback would want that job. Any quarterback would love to have that job. The truth is, he's not that good. I said it before. He's above average quarterback. Everybody loves to hype him up. Like Dave Helman here loves to hype him up. He's not that good, though. Let's look at this game yesterday.
Look at it.
First of all, the defense played a great game. The Niners were averaging 30 points a game, blowing people out, running the ball, throwing the ball, doing everything. Dallas was stopping that. The only points that the 49ers had in the first half was from turnovers. Pick, pop, pick. You're giving all these picks and they're on our side of the field, easy points. You can't win like that. They hype this dude up, the knock him, and I'm keeping it real. I don't want to talk bad about that, but these are the results we have. You beat up on a banged up defense with the Bucs the week before. The last 5 weeks, they ranked like 28th in defense. You play against a real good defense, you throwing picks. It should have been 3 picks. The linebacker missed it, dropped it. So I'll just say this, and I'll close it.
You ain't got to close it, by the way.
No. I was thinking about it, though, like this for a second. The Dallas defense did enough to win that game, right? And it's only so much you can do. They wore them down so much in the second half, they retired. They're on the field the whole game, so eventually, McCaffrey, Mitchell, they would bust some runs. But other than that, this game is on Dak Prescott. You can't win with a guy like that.
Dave, Dak Prescott's performance was...
sorry.
He was lacking. Dak Prescott was lacking. He did not play well. And, I mean, we can go into the semantics of it. We're going to do another segment.
Of course we are.
I was going to say, it's the Dallas Cowboys. We're not going to leave it at 1. So, I
got more smoke.
We can get into the semantics of it. Obviously, no playoff game comes down to one moment or one throw. But Dak Prescott didn't play well enough. Honestly, Shady's harsh, as he usually is, but Dak Prescott needed to play a much better game, and he didn't do it. I mean, he threw 2 interceptions. I'll even give him the grace of saying the first one, terrible route. I mean, like, as usual, you can point to multiple reasons why these things happen. There's no explaining away the one that happened in the 49ers red zone, the one that Jimmy Ward tipped to Fred Warner, where Dak clearly just didn't see the coverage. 2nd and 2 at the Niners 18 with a chance to take the lead right before halftime. That's the type of stuff you can't do. So, again, we can get into it in more detail, but Dak Prescott was lacking yesterday. They needed, at minimum, a good game. They got a really bad game. He picked a bad time to have a bad game. There's no doubt.
Dave, how do you stay so calm? 10 years. You've been dealing with this. 10 years of emotional distress, 10 years of emotional turmoil, 10 years of falling short, 10 years of pain, 2014, 2016, 2018, 2022, 2023, year after year after year. You lived in Baton Rouge, you lived in Frisco, you lived in Dallas, you lived in Uptown, you lived in Irvine, you lived in Los Angeles.
Uptown, I'm about to touch that. Yeah,
No.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
All of this, Dave.
A lot of shots.
And
A lot of shots.
results, and yet you're still just here so calm. Where is the frustration that Cowboys fans are longing for?
It's not my job to be frustrated. It's my job to tell you what happened. That's I got off that roller coaster a long time ago. I don't work for the Cowboys. Yeah, I would be frustrated as hell if I was a Cowboy fan. It's maddening. There's 18 different ways this happens. They never get past the divisional round. It's heartbreaking. That's why I hate to ruin this for you, buddy, but if I was invested emotionally in what this team did, I would be a wreck. It's way better to just talk about it. That's why I'm so level-headed. It's frustrating, but honestly, if we're getting into this, I'm so much less frustrated with where the Cowboys are right now as opposed to where they were last year, if that makes sense. And again, we can get into all of that. But that's my point is there are so many layers that this conversation can take.
We will get there.
But none of it matters right now. It is fair. It's fair to boil it down right now. And I think that's why last year was so frustrating. It's because everything fell apart against the Niners. Last year, the defense wasn't good enough. The offensive line wasn't good enough. The receivers weren't good enough. It was a much more frustrating loss. This one, it is much more fair to boil it down and say your quarterback didn't play well enough to win this game. Everybody else pulled their weight, and Dak Prescott didn't. And there's more that we can say. There's all kinds of nuance we'll get into. But it really is that simple in this case. And for some reason, I think that makes it less frustrating, even though it is incredibly frustrating to know that the Cowboys just keep charging into this roadblock and never getting through it.
Joy Taylor, you are the doctor of nuance, the doctor on this show. Yesterday, Dak Prescott was
predictable. We talked about it all season long since he came back from his injury, what the problem was and what it was going to be. And excuses were made all season long. Jerry said it's not in his DNA. Everyone was mad that people were being critical. And what did we say? It's real cute during these regular season games. It's real cute that you keep doing it, but you keep finding ways to win. Try that against a real team. What happens? They lost. And to Dave's point, this was a winnable game. You can't put this on the defense. They were averaging 33.6 points per game under Brock Purdy during the regular season, 30 during the playoffs so far. They held them to 19. What more can you ask for?
Nothing.
What more can you ask for? Go score some points. Don't turn the ball over. And they scored points off those turnovers. So however the turnover happened, bad route, mistake, whatever, it led to points for the other team.
True.
And that other team is the Niners, who are very good. Mm-hmm. It's really easy in this situation to look at this game and say that this is on Dak Prescott. And I don't always feel that way. I'm a fan of Dak. I think he has all the intangibles that you would want in a player. But at the end of the day, this was a winnable game against a great team. And that should be more frustrating than last year to me, because you had everything that you needed this year to win a championship, top to bottom. Mm-hmm. Really going into this game, if you had to choose between Dak Prescott or Brock Purdy, most people would pick Dak Prescott just off the fact that he has more experience.
Shouldn't have, but they would have.
Right, but Brock Purdy didn't play some unbelievable game. His stat line is, if I told you that was going to be his stat line, most people would say that Dallas would win the game.
True, but here is what to me is so fascinating and infuriating. And Cowboys fans, I'm going to give you the anger that you deserve. Dak did not need to play good. Dak did not need to play great. Dak just didn't need to suck. Dak didn't need to play good.
That's true.
Dak gave a turnover. Niners got 3 points off of it. Then as the Cowboys were going to get at minimum 3 points, Dak gives you another turnover. Niners get 3 points off of it. You don't have to be a mathematician. 3 points off one pick plus the 6-point swing off another pick, that's 9 points. How much did the Cowboys lose by? Oh, wait. Dak did not need to play good.
Nope.
He didn't need to play great. He just didn't need to be atrocious. It's the biggest game of Dak Prescott's career. Big-time players make big-time plays. And what, Shady?
In big-time games.
In big-time games. You're a big-time player. At least you're a big-time paid player. You a 7-year starter. You ain't a little baby. You ain't a little rookie. You ain't Brock Purdy. second playoff appearance. You're a 7-year starter. If not now, then when?
Never.
If not now, then when? And I am tempted to say with a sober mind, Shady, maybe the answer is never. Maybe it is. Because if you can't get it done now, Dak, in 7 years, going up against rookie Brock Purdy, when you gonna get it done?
That's the thing with Dak. Or not even Dak, the Cowboys. The Cowboys cannot win with Dak Prescott as their quarterback. I'm going to keep saying it. Right? And then y'all love to say how much of a leader he is, which he probably is. But here's the thing, in that locker room with them leaders, every time you come to big game, big moment, big team, you lose. And it's your fault. I'm done with that leadership. I can't buy into it. Yeah, you do everything right, but when you go on the field with the number one defense, you fold, you throw picks, you lose us the game. So I'm going to say it right here. The Dallas Cowboys, who's a great franchise, very popular, they cannot win if Dak Prescott's their quarterback. And last night was a prime example of that. He lost that game.
He didn't play well enough. The funny thing, like, my opinion of Dak is completely the same. I mean, that might be bad for TV.
Got low you fans, baby.
It is what it is. He played a terrible game. And to this point, Dak hasn't proven that he can rise above the moment. But I think I could have seen that coming.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.